passing through St. Anthony. Through Chester. We're on our way to camp near the Tetons and Yellowstone. There's a little sweet spot right in between that we like to check out because of all the Bigfoot sightings. And so anyways, the Tetons are in front of you guys. We just passed the 1 mile to St. Anthony sign, but there was a Bigfoot sighting at nighttime between St. Anthony and Chester. They actually left St. Anthony, was headed to Chester, and I'll give you that sighting report in the video, but I just wanted to film through the section. We usually don't like to film at night. People like to see what's going on, see what the surroundings are, but this happened at night. They actually saw it running in the burrow pit here and then cross off into the other lane. It was a guy and a gal. The last time we drove through here, we noticed that there's a river that parallels this section. Now there's over a dozen sighting reports on the fringes of Yellowstone, and over half that many in the Teton areas, and then just as many inside those places. So it's a Bigfoot sighting hot spot, and I can see the Bigfoot come down the river and end up on this road on some crazy day, probably a learning experience. Squatch is like, dang, I'm never going down that part of the river again. Yeah, the river parallels on the left side. I don't know, maybe you guys can make out the river on the left side. We'll post at the end of this video, we'll post some pictures of the Tetons and stuff during the daytime, and some of the wildlife and everything around here in this section that we're going through. Jenny and I camp out in this area all the time. From Jackson, Driggs, Victor, Palisades, Swan Valley.
Star Valley.
And all the way up to West Yellowstone and beyond.
Montana.
Yep. Missoula. Glacier, Whitefish. Oh, Whitefish is getting over into the Montana side. Yeah, we don't know exactly the exact spot on the road they gave us. They said they left St. Anthony, were headed toward Chester, and that's when it happened. And they noticed it in the burrow pit. I believe it was early morning before the sun come up, but I'll give you guys the sighting report with the exact details. I'll also provide a link to their sighting report. I believe I made a blog with the text part of the report that they sent in. Yeah, that's got to be scary for any animal. And I really don't care if Bigfoot's an animal or a person. I don't care. It's got to be scary for it to end up on a freeway. And this, you know, you get into the spot where it happened, and this is a pretty busy road for, you know, for being out in the middle of the mountains, and there's a lot of wilderness and lakes and rivers and stuff around here. I mean, this is a busy road. Jenny and I were heading up to camp, and we're gonna spend a couple of days bigfooting on the Montana-Idaho border. It's amazing how many Bigfoot sightings happen along that border on both sides. But the famous Bauman location is right on the border too. Quite a bit of distance between St. Anthony and Chester. Just by looking at the terrain and what's going on, it would seem that an animal or something that needs the same resources as an animal would be better at home in Chester. I see a fork in the river near Chester, and then I also see where the river, one fork of the river goes under the freeway in Chester, or just past Chester. Back home where we live in the early 80s, there was a lot of Bigfoot sightings in the valley near the rivers, and the Weber River comes out of Weber Canyon, the Ogden River comes out of Ogden Canyon, and then they merge. And I believe it's still called the Weber River. It's the most dominant out of the two after that. But there's those couple of years, all the sightings I noticed were close to the river, and then people fishing and whatnot back then were reporting footprints along the river. So when they're coming out of the mountains and into the valleys, it seems that they follow the rivers just like the deer and the mountain lion do. Matter of fact, back home, once in a while, they put out a warning that someone or a bunch of someone's see a mountain lion down by the river. They've even closed down schools or had parents come pick up their kids to walk home around where we live whenever there's a mountain lion sighting. At least I know on 2 occasions where they wanted the parents picking up the kids that walked.
Yeah, every once in a while somebody will take a picture of mountain lions sitting on their back deck.
Oh yeah, out in Heber. That was the last one that was in the
right
newspaper.
along the bench, right up above us.
Oh yeah.
And then on the trail that's right down from our house, there was a woman walking up the trail, and there was a mountain lion on it, just walking up the trail, walking up the river trail, and she just stopped and turned around and walked back the way she came.
And just to put it in perspective, Weber County has about 300,000 people, or 2 to 300,000 people. I mean, it's several towns and everything, but it's really wild down by the river. I mean, you got a wide easement of, I guess you would call it, a wildlife, and trees and marsh and everything. We see, when we go walk down there, we sometimes walk down there for exercise. We'll sometimes see fox and deer and geese and ducks and
The turtle.
oh yeah, Jenny
Snakes.
Jenny removed a turtle from the trails so that a mountain biker wouldn't run him over. That's right. Snakes.
Big snakes.
So anyway, all those Bigfoot sightings in the 80s along those rivers, you know, the Bigfoot come down out of the mountain trying to see if, you know, who knows, getting squoze out of his habitat trying to find more. So yeah, two rivers merge right by Chester, so I'm wondering if their Bigfoot sighting was closer to Chester than St. Anthony. We'll have to look at the report. Alright, well, we're going to be Bigfooting all weekend. We just showed you that little stretch. Sorry it's the darkness, but we'll make sure that we put some cool photos and footage of what this area looks like in the daytime for you at the end of the video. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. Keep on watching. While we show you daytime photos around the Chester and St. Anthony area, I'm going to go over Tiff's Bigfoot sighting report. It's short and sweet. Here it goes. Tiff writes RMSO. I live in Chester, Idaho, and my boyfriend was driving me home from St. Anthony. It was spring of 2003. It was before midnight, as that was my curfew. There was fog, and as we took one of the natural curves of the highway, our headlights hit it. It is a divided highway, and he was in the median. An oncoming car headlights hit it as well from the other side, and we watched it walk from the median and across the southbound lanes in about 5 seconds. It was tall, with long legs and long arms. I couldn't see any close details. It took us about 20 seconds for our minds to register what it was. My boyfriend then made me swear never to discuss what just happened. I've told everyone I know I've seen Bigfoot. We respond to Tiff. Been through Chester, Idaho several times investigating Bigfoot sightings. From Victor, Idaho, southwest border near Yellowstone to Island Park. Thank you for telling us about your Bigfoot sighting, Tiff. Keep on watching. We're gonna keep on squatching.